Happy Wednesday, everybody. Welcome back. Here we are, Season 2, Episode 16. Welcome to my weekly Wednesday webcast. My name is Court Twitty. Today, I'm going to talk about something that I may have overlooked in the past few videos. I may have kind of gotten ahead of myself. As I thought about my path to overcoming bankruptcy, to overcoming mental health issues to the point of committing suicide, these things are really hard subjects to talk about. And I realized that it was so hard for me to ask for help, especially as men, we're wired to be tough guys, right? Like asking for help is a sign of weakness. We can push through this. We can get through this ourselves. Well, I'm telling you that regardless of if you're in bankruptcy stage or you're a multimillionaire trying to get to $1 billion, you're going to need to ask for help to get from where you currently are to where you want to go. I want to give you a story of Benjamin Franklin. Benjamin Franklin was, he was born in 1706. Him and Thomas Edison were kind of the OGs of what we now know today as entrepreneurship, before it was entrepreneurship. Fun fact, they both died when they were 84, even though they lived in different decades, different centuries, pardon me. But Benjamin Franklin was in the Pennsylvania Legislature, and he had this one guy that was just a thorn in his side. He opposed everything staunchly that Benjamin Franklin proposed. He couldn't figure out what this guy's deal was, why he couldn't gain his favor. So rather than addressing him directly, he found out through the grapevine that this guy had a rare book that Benjamin Franklin was interested in reading. So he wrote the gentleman a note saying, I understand that you have this book. I wondered if you'd lend it to me for a few days. And immediately this guy sent Benjamin Franklin the book, which he reviewed and took notes of, and returned it about a week later with a note expressing his appreciation for the gesture. The gentleman ended up, the next time that they were in the Pennsylvania House together, they ended up becoming great friends and talking for the first time. And they were friends until the gentleman died just prior to Benjamin Franklin dying, April 17th of 1790. So we're kind of coming up on the anniversary of his death, and so I thought that I would sprinkle in some Benjamin Franklin. He also said something that was kind of controversial. He essentially, I'm summarizing here, he essentially said that if you ask somebody for a favor or you inconvenience somebody, they will respect you and think more highly of you than if you were just to do them a favor in the first place and rely on, the law of reciprocity or whatever the case may be. So a couple of guys named John Jecker and David Landy, they did an experiment, in modern times where they took two groups of people. Both groups won money. They were given money by the experimenter. One group was asked by the experimenter that, hey, that money that you won was actually my money and I don't have a ton of it right now. Would you mind giving it back? Which the majority of them did. In the other experiment, they won the money and they were not asked to give the money back by the experimenter. Later, they received surveys to ask them kind of grade their experimenter. Well, the experimenter who asked to get the money back, his reviews were far more favorable than the gentleman that let them keep their money. So it kind of proved Benjamin Franklin's theory to be correct. And so asking for help is crucial. And it is one of the most important, muscles, so to speak, that we have to exercise regularly because none of us are good at it, especially guys, but any of us that need help in the subjects that I cover, which are emotional intelligence and financial literacy. Those aren't easy subjects to not only for me to discuss, but for you to reach out and ask for help from somebody. However, asking for help in the experiment and with Benjamin Franklin's example actually gains you more respect from the person that you're asking than if you were to do something nice for them, without approaching them for help. So, I mean, that's what makes mentorship such a beautiful thing, and makes mentors actually sometimes get the better end of the deal than the person asking them for help. So whether you're in bankruptcy stage like I was back in the day, I didn't want to talk to anybody. I was so embarrassed. I didn't want to talk to anybody about money or my bankruptcy or anything. It was so embarrassing. And then, this support group that I run, it's never fun for somebody to walk in and admit that they have a problem. But that's the first step to healing. So I encourage you this week to take uncomfortable action, to ask for help, whether you're, like I said, whether you're bankrupt, whether you need to go to rehab, or whether you're a multimillionaire and want to become a billionaire. You're going to need to ask for help to get from where you are to where you want to go. You might be the most emotionally intelligent person in the world, but the world changes. We learned that from the pandemic, that those that are still using their methods for business that they used pre-pandemic versus post-pandemic are now antiquated and no longer as efficient and successful as they used to be. So ask for help as much as you can. It's a muscle that we've got to work out regularly to strengthen it. And I've watched the past several videos that I've done, and I've realized that I've done you guys a disservice by not talking about just how hard it is to actually ask for help. So if you're struggling and you need to ask for help, just know that there's some of us that know how hard it is, especially in these two subjects. You've got people that are willing and that are here to support you and to uphold you and to get you from where you are to where you want to go. So I hope that today's message has been helpful for you. You know that I'll be here next Wednesday, same place, same time, 2 years. I haven't missed a single week. I love you guys. I'm grateful for you. I'm grateful for those that watch on a consistent basis. I know who you are. Thank you so much. God bless you. And we'll see you back here for episode 17 next week. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Make it a great week.